Hello guys. So today I saw on I'm on the site called More Us. I think it's really in its infancy right now, but it's a pretty good site. And the first thing that popped up was something pretty interesting and something that I never thought about. It was just this little short video about this guy talking about how polygamy could help heal the Black community. So I know enough about polygamy just because there's all those TV shows like My Five Wives and stuff, but they only show white polygamous families, so I never even thought about it being something that the Black community could benefit from or even would be interested in practicing. So we're gonna just watch this video. It's only about 3 minutes, and see if we can, he says anything that resonates with us. Or here we go. I hope you guys can hear this one. I know the last couple of times that I've done videos on this application, the volume has been a little bit rough. So I hope that you guys can hear it this time. I have all volumes on 100%. So let's just take a listen.
Sister Rashida asked a question on Facebook maybe an hour or so ago. Why are Black women so defensive about polygamy? My basic answer is that the Black woman has a 460-year-old history of being betrayed by the Black man. Yes, betrayed. The Black male defense has always been that we were enslaved, and we were. But we have a responsibility, even to this day. If the police knock on your door and move to remove your children from your house, you have a choice to die or give up your children. We chose to give up our responsibility as protectors and maintainers of the Black woman during slavery times. Yes, that was a choice. It was forced on us, and we didn't have a whole lot of options, but we had the option of death. And many of our men, though not recorded, chose death. You know, they actually died attempting to defend their women and their girls. So this has plagued us for 460 years now, psychologically. The Black woman carries resentment, and it's justified resentment towards the Black male. We cannot fault her for that. We left her to be raped, to be tormented, to be hung, lynched, had dogs sicked on her. And in many instances, we cowered. And speeding up to this generation, we leave her with children and we run. But now we have the nerve, the goal to tell her, okay, let's practice polygamy. Do you honestly think she's going to embrace that now? No. But polygamy is becoming a necessity, whether she likes it or not. At a time when we are filling the penal institutions, we have a large percentage of Black males incarcerated or caught up in the so-called justice system. It's predicted by year 2021, I believe, that more than 61% of the Black community, the Black males in the Black black community will be openly gay. Yes, this polygamy may very well be our only solution in the very near future to sustain, maintain, and keep the black population of America. So it's something that we're going to have to sit at the table and discuss. Non-emotional. Peace.
Okay, so like that the ending part of that where he says 60% of black men are going to be openly gay. That was a shocker. I didn't.
Hey guys, Julesy here,
geez.
and on today's video, we are going to.
Sorry about that. So I thought I closed that out, but I guess I didn't. There we go. So yeah, that was quite a shocker. But I watched some other videos about polygamy in the black community, and surprisingly, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I think that I can see a lot of different ways in which it could definitely benefit the black community, with us having such a large or high percentage of single mothers. And first, let me just say this first, because white supremacists love to say that, you know, that single parent homes and that most kids in the black community are not raised by both of their biological parents. And though that may be true, but it's at least 70% of the white community. So that's disgusting. White people don't raise their kids either. There's a lot. They have kids out of wedlock. There's a lot of single mothers, but the thing that they do is they remarry 2 or 3 or 4 times. So there's a lot of step parents and a lot of molestation going on in that structure of white families. But anyways, I digress. That's way off of topic. But so polygamy. So the way I see it working is if you find, you know, there's a nice, respectable black male suitor, and he has one wife, and, you know, they're committed to each other, and maybe they have kids, maybe they don't, and then, you know, they take on another wife. So there's 2 wives now. There's 2 people that are taking care of the home, taking care of the children. And financially, this could really work for the black community. If you have one husband, and then let's say there's 4 wives, and you can have a teacher that stays home and teaches the children. Then if, you know, 2 of the other mothers want to work outside of the home, then you have 3 incomes coming in. You don't really have to worry about childcare. You have this sistership, and I mean, your standard of living could go up exponentially. And it seems like it would build community very, even in your own household, you could build community. And like for me, I have 9 sisters, and so just knowing how that feels, and always having someone to talk to and to hang out with, and someone to look up to, someone to call. You don't have that jealousy that you know, you're looking at my man. You don't really have that unless you're actual siblings. But if you're sister wives, then you would have that. You would need to have that jealousy and the possession and the animosity towards other black women, because they're not a threat to you anymore. They're potential partner, potential sister. And then you have so financially it's very beneficial for the children. Now, instead of having a bunch of children that are raised by a single mother, now that child has a family system that consists of a father and multiple adults that love them and care for them and nurture them, and they have this male role model that is taking care of his family and being there, and that they're seeing on a daily basis. Because I think right now in the Black community, there's a lot of men that are, they still want to go out and have all these other women, and they're having other kids, but then there's just like kids all over the place and all these different mothers, and they all hate each other, and the kids don't get to see their siblings, and it's just a huge mess right now. Like right now, it's I think men are living the polygamy lifestyle only without any commitment. So there's no commitment, there's no building, there's no togetherness. There's all those benefits that you could be having if you were to actually be open and respectful to each woman and sit down and say, okay, let's all agree to this or not do it. Because right now it's like you're doing it, you're just not agreeing to it. You're still sharing a man, but you haven't agreed to it. It's not even safe for you, because who knows if there's condoms being used. And it's just like polygamy in a scattered mess. And I think maybe polygamy could benefit. It could be beneficial to the Black community, where there's guidelines and rules, and there's commitment, and there's genuine love throughout the entire family. I think a child growing up in that kind of household where they see the women are being respected, and they're being nurtured, and they're being loved, and the man's being respected, that could definitely be beneficial to the children psychologically. Every woman, is an individual, and she will have her own gifts to bring to the relationship. So let's say a household with 3 wives and 1 man, and one woman's, she's really into reading and literature and writing, and she could teach the children that. And maybe there's artsy, or one that really likes growing vegetables and gardening and stuff like that. Everyone has these different things that they can bring to the table. And I mean, we all know that even corporations will do it. Well, they will excuse me, my back is turning up. Well, they will come together, and because there's different strengths with different corporations and people, and just combining even assets. Having a 3 income household is going to change your living status. It really is going to change the way that you live, and what you can afford to buy, and what you can afford to do, and affording to go on trips and stuff like that. I really can. I think it really could benefit the Black community. The thing is, I'm trying to think if I would be able to be in a relationship like that, because even though it sounds great and on paper it makes financial sense, and like I can see it in my head being organized and everything, like kind of making sense, but I have to step back and think, could I be in a relationship where I'm sharing a husband with 3 or 4 other wives? And my brain won't go there, right? It won't. I can't imagine myself there, but I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Like, some people are just selfish people, and that might be me. But I think it's pretty common in African society and tribes, and I think that that's kind of normal to the African culture. Polygamy, it is. And I think that now I can't think of what it's called when you're just one man and one woman. But that the relationships that we endorse now, where there's just one wife and a husband, that's really something that that white supremacists put upon us and said, this is what is normal and this is what you're going to do. And then there's definitely the stigma of how Mormons are, where they're marrying off very young children to very old, disgusting pedophiles. But I think that is a totally different situation. And when you say polygamy, I think that's one of the biggest things that comes up to mind. The first thing that comes to mind are these disgusting white supremacist terrorists, child molesting degenerates that go off and marry an 8-year-old to a 70-year-old man, and that's their polygamy. That's how white supremacist terrorists, that's how they do it. They always have to be terrorizing something, and parts of other people's tradition is always stolen by these white supremacists, and it's defiled and twisted and made just really made into this demonic situation. And we really have to be able to separate that kind of polygamy with African heritage polygamy, because they're two different things. And one of the things that he was talking about in that video is the fact that so many Black men are in prison now, and so there isn't a whole bunch of Black men that are readily available to marry, to have this one-on-one relationship with the Black woman. And excuse me. He also mentioned the fact that, well, maybe it was in a different video, but the fact that men are not, they're not designed to be monogamous, and they're designed to be breeders or something like that. And so they're in their brain, they're already wired to look at other women and be attracted to other women and want to be around other women, even if they're in a monogamous relationship. So polygamy would actually break down that stigma and that negative outlook on Black men for being cheaters or not being able to commit, because they would be committing just to multiple different women. And it will, a family system, a structure that, if you think about it logically, and you think about it just on a financial and a just black and white, what could work and what would be the best situation for Black people to live in, versus what's going on right now with a lot of single mothers, poor, having to work and leave their children at home unattended, and then the kids are running the streets, kind of raising themselves, versus the child being in a 4-parent household with the father there every day, very hands-on, very part of the daily family structure. I think polygamy looks a lot better. It does ring a little hope and say, okay, we could do this and it could work. And why do we have these bad feelings? Well, because white supremacy has told us that monogamy is what we need to be. And I'm monogamy all the way. But who knows? Anybody could change their mind at any point. It depends on who you meet in the situation. But I do see that it could be beneficial. So if anybody, if anyone has any other opinions, maybe you guys want to watch some videos and let me know what you think. If you think polygamy could be kind of a savior situation for the Black community, that it could really benefit and kind of help heal the Black community, just let me know. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Thank you so much, and see you next time.